Hundo wants some shit now.
All right, y'all. What's up? It's your girl, Miss Danny. I am here with Ellis and Old Man Dash. Old Man Dash. And the nigga who's always wrong. Anyway, this is episode 4 of the Derelict Collective. What are we talking about?
I don't know. We started off episode 4 as disrespectfully as we started off all the other episodes. So.
Right.
But, man.
Yeah, I will commend y'all on episode 3. That shit was crazy. I can't remember what you said in like the first 5 minutes. Ellis went in. I was like, Jesus.
I felt like talking.
Sounds about right. Well, it's a pleasure to be here with you two old men. The OG dad crew. In my mind, y'all have on like white New Balances or something like that. And
get the fuck out of here.
First of all, like what?
What you gonna have is
I'd wear black Air Force Ones before I wear white New Balances. Let that be
right.
That's
a precaution to everybody. Yeah.
Right. Warning.
Yeah, warning.
Right.
Do y'all play like old school? Y'all play old school R&B or whatever while y'all cook?
Yep, I got Curtis Mayfield on as I'm about to pull up on you.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd rather be with you. Right.
No, we
in a quarter and shit.
that was when we remembered R&B was R&B.
Right.
And now everybody's like, we got so far away from what R&B is that people tag everything as alternative R&B now.
Right.
And it's just like, nah, yo. I think y'all just forgot what R&B that wasn't tripped in rap sounds like.
Right.
You know, it's just like R&B is very much alive in the sense of what the music used to contain. And you know what the whole point of making those songs was. You know, you look at a guy like Division or you listen to Sir, there's no way you can tell me those dudes don't like sound traditional when it comes to R&B. Like
right.
There's nothing about Sir sounds alternative. Like, you know, alternative to me is like Alina Baraz or some shit like that. Like it's like you can see why people would call that alternative. How she's singing, what she's singing about. You know, it's just like, I don't know. So we get so used to things being what they're not supposed to be that when they start to look like they should, we be like, oh, that's a new thing.
Right, when it's the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing. It's just and I don't understand. Like, I mean, you know, again, there are different levels of it, or subgenres of a specific genre of music. But at the end of the day, the R&B is R&B. You know what I mean? It's not gonna, just like you said, to certain people, you can tell automatically. Like you're hearing an R&B song. This is an R&B song. You know what I mean? We're talking about love, talking about affection, talking about heartbreak, talking about, good days, bad days, you know what I mean? But then when you get to those different topics, then it changes. And then you can realize it's like the different beats and stuff like that. And popish R&B is, but at the end of the day, traditional R&B should never change, and it hasn't changed. It's just, again, we go back to the people are lazy and they think, I don't know. There's no real R&B out here. It's stuff out here. You just have to have your ear open, and, don't just listen to the radio, because the radio is not going to give you everything. The radio is going to give you what it wants to give you. And, that's not a good source to find music.
Not at all. I mean, like you said, R&B has always been singing about love, heartbreak, just general singing, to be honest with you, is what we used to tag R&B as.
Right. You can't just be like, you can't be out here not knocking him, but because he's a blend type person. But like Roddy Ricch, he's not necessarily, because you have a hip hop vibe with him, but he's not like super duper singing like Jasmine Sullivan, really singing that heart out and that soul out. That's what the R&B is.
Right. I think we had gotten so used to mixing the two up, Then you got artists like Drake, and pretty much everybody following Drake into that lane. So
Right.
Now the R&B songs, just like, is this R&B or is this rap? Is this R&B or is it rap?
Right.
R&B always sounded like itself.
Right.
Drake, who was inspired by Kanye in 808s. But anyway, I don't know. I guess I feel like R&B is supposed, like the sound is supposed to change because everything is supposed to change. So like, I don't necessarily know if I believe in like alternative R&B. I just think it's just different. I think there's the R&B there always was, and then there's whatever new sounds the kids are coming up with. And some of it is like funk, and some of it is like other stuff. I don't know if you consider funk still like R&B or a subgenre of R&B. I don't know, but
funk is like alternative R&B is a thing. It's really what it's really what you're talking about just now. Like that's kind of what the alternative R&B sound is. It's like they take either other elements of funk. Like I said, it'll be rap, it'll be, even rock sometimes, and they'll infuse it into an R&B song. That's kind of like what I would consider to be alternative R&B. And it's like, so it everything evolves. Everything has to evolve. And like back in the day, but right before we were all born, R&B sounded a certain way. As we came up, it started to change.
Right.
And now and in order for labels to make money, they have to categorize things. They have to put it in a box. Which is ironic, for all artists, because no artist wants to be put in a box for real.
mm-hmm.
But they have to put it in a box. So I think, I think it comes from people like that as well. Like, like Spotify and just like the playlist culture. So we have to call this a thing.
Right.
Half the people putting the list together don't really study enough to know where these things come from to call them things. And that's kind of where you get. Yeah. What you said there?
Right, I was saying, my bad to cut you off, but yeah, to be embedded enough. Like we've been listening to this stuff for decades.
Right.
You know what I mean? And some of these new people really popping in, like, oh, I know what this is. No, you don't. You're like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Understand the difference. It's like clearly like this. What is it? Rolling Stone said Lauryn Hill's album was the best hip hop album of all time. I was like, how the fuck that's not even. I don't want to go down that line. I don't want to go down that road, but it's like y'all really don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. Like, like you can't.
So what do you say? Is she a singer? Is she a rapper?
Well, she's a singer.
Right, she's a singer, right? Like the biggest songs on there is what? Like
X Factor.
Right, X Factor. X Factor is one of the biggest songs on there. That's a fucking R&B song. Like every song she was on, she was singing on it anyway. That thing, fucking everything. It's a good album. Don't get it twisted. It's a good album. I love the album. I bought the album for the wife on vinyl recently. Whatever. It's a good album, but don't call it a hip hop album because it's not.
I mean, my favorite thing from Lauryn Hill is the J Period mixtape. Like that's my ultimate favorite thing. Like so, but I understand.
Is Lauryn Hill she like the first alternative hip hop album?
Right.
Because like people swear it down as a hip hop album. It's like. That is an R&B album. She rapped a couple times. That's not a,
Right. Yeah, D'Angelo on this motherfucker.
Right. Like her and D'Angelo are singing at each other. Like.
That is a good song, though.
The Road to Zion? Get the fuck out of here, man. Like. These niggas got miseducation. That's what the fuck it is.
Is she a rapper or a singer?
Would y'all consider, let's say, Tyler's album to be R&B?
It's like alternative.
Yeah, I would say that's alternative. Because, I mean, like I said, again, I like the album. I mean, the main song, Earthquake, I love that song. But that's not really, that's some popish type, you know what I mean? That's not, he is singing, or whoever's singing. I don't fucking know. I'm confused about that.
Somebody singing.
Right, somebody singing it. And it's a good song, and it's a good vibe. But it's like, I actually got a Nothing Just Chilling playlist where it's some shit like that. You got what I got the Weeknd on there. I got fucking the Nerd on there. I got that on there. You know what I mean? Different shit. It's not your normal everyday shit. You know what I mean? Even though the Weeknd can give you those joints, but there's a lot of like Blinding Lights, that popish. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That popish
yeah.
R&B sound. You know what I mean? So
I would consider the Weeknd to be alternative R&B. I would.
right,
I
I
wouldn't.
agree. Right.
Yeah. What you think, Danny?
What about what the Weeknd?
About the Weeknd? Yeah.
I mean, the Weeknd is like he's R&B to me. Like I don't know, he's just
Like traditional, like regular R&B.
his
So to speak.
his actual voice. Like I don't know, I really think he can sing. Like I don't be mad at the Michael-esque kind of comparisons because I get it.
Right.
I'm gonna get mad. Don't do that because he's like purposely trying to sound like Michael. It's just like stop.
I don't know.
He's going out of his way at this point. It's
Shit. I
disgusting.
mean, listen. I understand and I respect the paying the homage, and I mean I can understand Alice's too because again
It's getting to be a little too much now. Like
right.
every song, you sound like the fucking Jackson 5, bro.
Right.
Like chill out.
Really, that's not true either.
Like,
That's not true. I don't. That's not true.
like I feel like he's building a Neverland ranch somewhere right now and filling it with cocaine. Just so he just saying.
You about to go buy a monkey.
Like, jeez.
You about to go buy a monkey. I need this monkey.
All
Real quick.
right,
Bubbles.
right. We're gonna end. We're gonna end it.
Y'all ready for license?
The Neverland Ranch on Coke. We're gonna end it there. All right, so we're gonna move on to a more current event topic. I don't know if it was yesterday or if it was what's today, Thursday, or if it was Tuesday. But Meg came out and she was on the cover. What was she on the cover of?
Time. Yeah,
Time.
like Time magazine.
I thought she looked amazing. I thought she slayed.
She looked great. She like a
Right.
I was like, check out Meg the Olivia Stallion. Like, I was like, damn. She was watching Scandal and said, that's crazy. But nah, like I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago where we talked about just like I don't believe Meg is gonna stay around rapping for that long. She's got enough star power to where music ain't gonna really matter in a year for her. Like just like she's gaining fame and notoriety in places that most people can't. And like I said before, I think we forgot that she's a kid.
She's a baby.
So like she's gonna keep growing into more of these other things, which is kind of what makes everybody look so stupid about going crazy about that fucking song. You know, it's like that should be fine. You know, but I think it's dope. I'm happy to see that for her. That's some crazy validation at such a young age.
Right.
You know, man.
It's definitely a good cap off to her summer. Like she very much deserved it. I think to your point, like as far as her doing other stuff besides music, I mean, her being around Cardi, that's exactly how I feel about Cardi because she's everywhere and very personality and things like that. So I loved it. I was real happy for her.
No, I was. It was dope to see. Like I said, it was like we often talk about symbolism and whatnot, and we don't give enough credit to that kind of symbolism as well.
Right.
Like, you know.
So my question is, where do y'all think this is going though? Like, cause I know you also said that about Cardi, and I'm like, so are they gonna what? I guess what will be that next step if you feel like they're not gonna be doing music anymore? Maybe not their primary objective or goal.
I don't know, Dave. I think I'm gonna say this. I believe there's a little bit of a difference in Cardi and Meg in that aspect because I think Cardi is still a bit more rooted to the music.
Right.
Like I believe she's always kind of gonna want to do that. You know, Meg on the other hand, like I said, if you look at it, and not being judgmental, but you can hear the work that went into both of their music so far. There's been a lot more work put into the Cardi side on that. Right. I feel like they're trying to make her more like Drake. You know, think about it. Drake doesn't really do anything else, but being Drake is a thing. So
Right.
being Cardi is a thing along with her releasing music. Meg kind of seems like she has her eye on actually running the industry. Like, you know,
Mm.
she's trying to get on the other side of the board, it seems, and I think she will, honestly.
All right. Well, if we could just stay on down in Houston for a moment. There was a recent thing that came out about Travis and Kanye. Um, I think Ari is gonna tell us more about it.
Sure.
So I was reading, and hip hop geek I am. I ran across this article, and it said that according to DJ Drama, Travis Scott's 2014 mixtape, Days Before Rodeo, which was the prequel to his really successful album Rodeo, I think that's where he got his major blow up from. It was supposed to be a DJ Drama Gangsta Grills mixtape, and apparently he called DJ Drama up and said, "Yo, I want to do a tape." But then later on, he wound up saying that Kanye had talked him out of it, saying it should be on or a part of his album, which he wasn't mad at. But it ended up being a free tape in August 2014 instead of Gangsta Grizzles, which was still a thing. So how do you guys feel about that? And do you think that, considering how big Travis Scott is now, was that good advice from the boss? Or was it kind of a little shady to keep a Gangsta Grills tape away from us?
I mean, I'm not gonna disagree with majority of anything Kanye says. I feel like it was
Yeah, we
right.
do.
I feel like it's working. We obviously see that it's working because now
Right.
he has McDonald's meals and stuff, all because you listen to Kanye. And
Really?
Kanye says don't do it, don't do it.
I'll say it's one of those unintended consequence things. I don't think Kanye was necessarily giving the advice only for Travis. I'm pretty sure there was some kind of motive there to tell him not to do it. I mean, because at that point, um, when you do a Gangster Girls mixtape, that's kind of like the thing that puts you on the map. Days Before Rodeo was a very good mixtape. Like, me being a Travis fan, I enjoyed it. But like, to think that could have had DJ Drama on it, when at the time it came out, I was telling people about it, and there wasn't a lot of people listening to it. I know for a fact that they would have been listening if for that. So yeah, we can say Travis blew up and whatnot, and he did. But I mean, he could have blew up faster. He could have been even bigger than what he is potentially, depending on how that went. When have we seen Gangsta Girls not work for an artist like that? So we don't know. We don't know what Kanye's
Right.
motive
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, because I'll be going back and forth. Obviously, I'm not a super duper fan. I like the guy. And like I said, I just never delved into music enough for me to go back and say all that. But, maybe, maybe Kanye heard enough of the album to be like, no, we can't. Maybe, I guess you need to market this at a broader, a broader audience. So maybe that's probably why. That's the only thing I could think of. You know what I mean? Kanye is a marketing genius. We will never not say that. You know what I mean? He's smart. So he probably, chimed in on the album and listened to it and was like, this might not, you know what I mean? You might want to take this to a broader scale, a wider audience. That's the only thing I perceived from the way it worked out.
It is interesting. That is an interesting thought, and I want like everybody to kind of keep in mind, because I think people get mixed up with what the relationship is. Travis is signed to good music as a producer. He's not signed as an artist.
Right.
So, that was really Kanye just saying, hey, I don't think you should, if the reports are true. That was just him saying that, but he couldn't actually do anything about it. Travis is signed to T.I. as an artist as well.
Right.
And
right.
I would imagine that T.I. probably wanted that. You know, think about it. T.I. being
Right.
in Atlanta,
That makes a hell of a lot more sense. Right. Right.
that's I would
Yeah.
imagine T.I. wanted that to happen, and I remember T.I. talking about Travis. I heard an interview with him like maybe 5 years ago or something like that, and he's like the only thing you can be sure about with Travis is he's gonna do whatever you tell him not to do.
Right. Because
You know,
okay. So one question, real quick. The joint with him, I think it's him, T.I., and 2 Chainz in the video was like in the woods or some shit. Was that on that?
upper echelon. That was
Right.
yeah, no, that wasn't on there.
Okay. All right. All right.
I think it was just a single.
Okay. 'Cause I was trying to remember that song. That was a song that I kind of was like, this nigga don't sound bad. This nigga is a little off, but
I think the biggest one on Days Before Rodeo was the one with Rich Homie Quan and Young Thug.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I really gotta do go back. Cause like I said, he got some vibes, and like I said, it's a little weird, but I mean for the most part, like I mean, I was banging sicko mode like everybody else, and I was
Right.
deeply disturbed that the fucking that first part of that beat did not get no fucking more burn. That shit killed me.
I mean, like it's kind of. I don't think I've been like I said. I've been telling people about this dude for years. Now, first thing I said was, that kid's gonna be a big star. Like I saw him and I was like, okay, if he's acting like that right now, he's doing that shit right now. When he really gets going and hits his stride. So when I heard the McDonald's thing, I was like, yep, it's happening. It's,
Right.
you know, I don't give a fuck about McDonald's, but you know.
Right. I had the box. I had the Reese Puffs box in my house. My motherfucking mother-in-law. So we're not gonna talk about that shit.
Wow.
Shit. And again, I don't love the nigga, but just to see a person like of my a rap person literally on a fucking cereal box, that shit was crazy. That was some epic shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like that was crazy. Like that was a big thing. And now the McDonald's thing like this, you know what I mean? That's unprecedented. Michael Jordan was on a cereal box and had had McDonald's hookup. You know what I mean? And now it's and then he also got the Jordans that sells out. And
do you see the prices on them things?
You said what?
You see the prices on his sneakers?
Man, I know the resale, right? Like I'd be wanting to pay it, but I ain't no way in the world. Like I'm getting them motherfuckers.
It's like
fours is disgusting. Them bitches nasty. I want them, but
he's kind of the first. I remember when people first started hearing him. I kept hearing people say a lot about Kanye because they work together a lot, and I think he had to deal with that in like the first half of his career, and I think it kind of held him back. Because I don't think people expected him to be able to be as big as Kanye because he was under Kanye. Right. And I mean, so whatever. And I think now he's like, he's kind of up there. I don't think him being with or around Kanye now helps him in any way. So that's another reason why that story is kind of like, I don't know what Kanye's angle was on that. I don't know who that helped, is what I'm gonna say.
Right.
I don't know who that helped because I mean, like Danny said, I mean Travis is still as big a star as anybody could ever dream of being right now.
Right.
So maybe it was for his benefit, or maybe the kid is just that talented that it didn't matter. He gave it away and people still went crazy for it.
I like the air on with Kanye was right. He's a marketing genius, as Damien said. So,
Yeah, he's some things, that's for sure.
Right. It's all right. It's okay.
We don't have to get into any more of the Kanye things.
So speaking of more of Kanye's children, because we've talked a lot about his children. We talked about Drake. We talked about Travis, and another one of Kanye's children, Lupe, recently said, what did he say? That he is a better lyricist than Kendrick, but Kendrick makes better songs than him. And I very much thought like, wow, he definitely could be like a Derelict, because that very much is some Derelict type, the song versus the lyrics type of thing.
Lupe would probably feel a bit disrespected by you calling him one of Kanye's children because he was only on that one song with Kanye. Kanye didn't do anything else for him. Just put that out there. I don't know. Lupe's always talking. And it's just like it's just like he's just gonna keep saying things so people pay him some attention. It's like Joe Budden half his career said, "I don't want to be a star," and everything he's done is to be the biggest star in the world. You know, so it's just like, man, shut up. It's honestly, and I know most people believe he's right on it. They think, yes, he's a better lyricist than Kendrick, and Kendrick is the better artist. I can argue against that. I won't. Let's just say, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, he, as good a lyricist as he is, if people don't want to hear your shit, it don't matter.
Oh,
Like it's like part of being a lyricist is being good with the words and people like it. That's why none of us think M is the best rapper ever. Cause yeah, the nigga can rap, but I mean, I'd rather him not. like,
oh,
I'm just saying. So like,
yeah.
so I'll pick Kendrick in any avenue over Lupe because if they showed up to any battle, Lupe is gonna seventh dimension us with the bars, and nobody's gonna care. And Kendrick is gonna do it, and it's gonna be nice to hear.
Right.
Like, you know, like we watched Kendrick freestyle. Go check out that shit when he first went to Flex. Don't tell me that nigga can't rap. Don't tell me Lupe would run circles around him. You know, like I think Jay said it. You know, because a nigga wear kufi and don't mean that he right. You know, just because you got to go look up Lupe's bars don't mean they're great. It just means he's bored and he's got time to write about shit that nobody cares about. That's it.
Right.
So, you know, that is my take on the whole Lupe Kendrick thing. Right. And I like his list was very strategic. He went all around the board of the people that he didn't want no smoke with. You know, it was like, all right, yeah, you just want attention.
Right. And that's the thing about it is I mean, exactly what you said. It's like, you know, again, conceptually, you know, Kendrick's albums are way better. It's just like, you know what I mean? It's a whole vibe. It's a thing you can listen to, you know what I mean? And again, you don't have to overthink things, you know what I mean? With being a great, complete artist, you can give lyrics and you also can give a vibe, and there's also something you can vibe to, and you don't have to do too much work to, you know what I mean? It's like with me with Currency. I don't really think too much. Currency gonna give you weed, gonna give you cars, gonna give you women, gonna give you money. That's it. Right. If that's what you want, and if that's your vibe, then that's it. You know what I mean? You get in the Kendrick album, you're gonna get a whole orange experience. He's gonna give you the love songs. He's gonna give you the hard shit. He's gonna give you some mellow shit. He's gonna talk about some emotional shit. But he gives you a whole complete spectrum of music, so you have something to dive in, and you don't have to really think too much. You know what I mean? He's the conductor. You were just riding on the train.
I respect that Currency plug. I feel like me and
that
you
was actually
only Currency listeners.
Oh, well, no, I love Currency. You tripping?
I don't be seeing you. You know, I see you going there battling.
I've been on Currency going way back, and I'm one of the people who still listens to all the shit that comes out.
Right.
Like no, I'm a like when him and Wiz, like he was instrumental in Wiz coming up.
Right.
Like I was the one of the 12 people listening to that. Like,
I just ain't see.
Yeah, because I wasn't. I literally I'm like the opposite. I'm like, you know me, y'all know how I am with my energy. I'm very energetic. So my shit was like, this nigga rap real slow and real sleepy. Like, and then my homeboy was like, yo, listen, you can't listen to Currency as you. You have to follow his rhythm or follow his lead. Mm-hmm. And then that was it. And that literally was it. It was like, all right. I love cars. He loves cars. So it was a rap. It was like
Saturday Cartoons. My favorite Currency project.
And that was the one.
That's my favorite Currency project.
And I was like, the intro was just a beat, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? But it was 5 a.m. I was driving to school, and I was just cruising, and then that was it.
I was driving to work. I was like, damn, this feels good.
And I was like, damn, this nigga's not gonna rap with this beat at all. Okay. He did it more than once. She was like, what the fuck? All right, cool. I understand what you're doing. So.
No, that's what's up. I appreciate the Currency love. I actually got put on in Houston or they encourage slowness. So I was trying to slow down, and that's some real good slow down music.
Right.
Absolutely.
So I guess Currency, Lupe, Kendrick. I'm wondering where they are listed on people's like top 50, top 20, top whatever, because that's the thing. People in ridiculous top 50 lists, top 20. I mean, really, a lot of people's top rapper lists are ridiculous anyway, but some are just like worse than others. So we found one that was absolutely horrible, and Ari is gonna help us chop it up.
Terrible.
Terrible, just terrible.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about this list real quick. It came from the Trap Music Museum, which is T.I.'s museum, right? That's the trap, right? I got that Trap Music Museum, and they put up the top 50 greatest rappers of all time. I just want T.I. to know, bro, Clifford, what I would like to say to you is that I would like to pontificate upon this moment that we are having right about now to extrapolate the data and let you know that we ain't buying this shit. With that being said, let me introduce y'all to the top 10 on this list. Number 1, Tupac. Number 2, Jay-Z. Number 3, Biggie. Number 4, from way left field, Snoop Dogg. Number 5, Kanye. Number 6, the man with no solo albums, Andre 3000. Number 7, the white guy. You know who I'm talking about. Fine, I'll say his name. Eminem. Eminem. Number 8.
Y'all being terrible. Y'all being terrible.
Number 8, Nasir. Number 9, Ice Cube. And rounding out number 10, Lil Wayne. I don't have anything else to say here. I'm gonna lob this one up. Chris Paul style. Y'all got it.
All right. So first of all, I don't have Wayne in my top 10, so I know I'm gonna get killed for that. Any top 10 that starts off with Tupac, I stopped listening on.
Same.
Right. Same.
Because I know we're not having the same conversation.
So let's just go ahead and cross Pac off at number 1. That's an automatic no.
As much as I love Kanye, I cannot put Kanye in the top 5 rappers of all time. Can't do it. He's in the top 15 to 20 just based off of the music that he's given us as a rapper. So,
right.
But I mean, that's just out of respect for his catalog. Other than that, he don't belong on the list at all. But I don't have him in my top 10. No, I do. Even though I don't listen to any of his shit and I don't like it.
Right. Agreed.
I do have to acknowledge that.
Look at you being super objective.
I hate it because I hate his music. His music is terrible.
Because real quick, I want to say that like you don't have to love the guy to respect him. You always can realize that we can give respect to people we don't like. I don't have to like you to respect you and acknowledge that you can do great things. But I just don't want to hear that shit.
And that's kind of why I do give Wayne leeway because I'm not a Wayne guy. But I do acknowledge that he had a historic period in the game.
Right.
So that should count for something. So like I said, he's not in my top 10, but he's not far out of it. Andre don't go in my top 10. Like how? Like I said, the man doesn't have a solo album.
Right.
And, I think people have gotten a couple verses and they won't let go of those, but like I don't put Dre up there. He's a very good rapper from a very talented group, but it was indeed a group.
Real quick, I just want to say I know this is going to fuck with people, but some people are going to say that the Love Below was an album.
It was, but it wasn't a rap album.
Right. Okay. All right.
It was like the Lauryn Hill thing. He rapped a couple times, but
right. I hope that yours.
Right. Hey Ya was the first single. Like.
Right.
Y'all remember that song? That's Happy Senior.
Right.
A happy senior.
Hey Ya's happy senior. Yes.
Right.
Absolutely. Where do you have Kanye, Danny? We know you're not taking Kanye off that.
Oh no, Kanye's number 2 on my list. My list is not objective because if I can't listen to your shit, for me, my list is personal. I'm not obligated to be objective on my list. I'm not a producer. I'm not an artist. I'm just a person who enjoys the music. So Eminem's not on my list. He's not on my list. If I can't make it through your song, then I don't know. It's my list. He's like, it's my list. Fuck you. Jay is number 1 on my list. And I know, right? I know. And I'm not a huge Jay fan like that. Like, no,
I know where you're doing it. I know.
That's why. I mean, no, but it's an obligation. Is it respect? Is it because that's Kanye's father? Like, I don't know. It's all of those things. But I can't.
It always goes down to Kanye hole eventually.
Always. How does it not?
Back to Kanye. But Kanye's not number 1, but he is, on my list, I guess. Number 2. But yeah, Jay is number 1. Why am I doing that? Or did I tell you why I did that?
No, we know. So you got Jay at number 1, you got Kanye at number 2. Do I even want to know who's at number 3?
I think, I don't know. Like, my list is so.
I don't have Kanye in my top 5. I have Jay. I got Big. I got Nas. I got X.
Your list is so cliche.
Not
all you are missing is Pac.
First of all, Big can actually.
Yes, it's the East Coast starter kid.
Wow. First of all, y'all didn't let me see. Y'all didn't let me get to number 5. Number 5 was Snoop. I have Snoop at number 5, and I have Cube at number 6.
You know who I wish was here right now? My dear cousin William. Because
why? So he could gas the list.
No, because there was not one Philly artist in that top 5. Not even.
Because I'm being objective. Philly artists don't belong in that top 5.
You don't have to be objective on your.
No. I prefer to be objective. I like to know what the actual truth
is. It's your integrity, logic, and reason.
There's no Philly rapper that belongs in the top 20, let alone the top 5. Just not.
Interesting.
I don't understand. Like I know people go crazy about the Snoop thing. But, like, literally, through several different decades, Snoop, the rapper, has hit records and good albums. Like, back in the day, Snoop was one of them niggas. I mean, we're not about to act like Snoop didn't come out like he did. There's a lot of people who feel like Doggy Style might be the greatest rap album in history. I ain't one of them, but I've seen it said before. Like, I don't think anybody compares to Snoop. Like, think about how long Snoop has done it and continues to do it. It's like the only other person you could compare him to would be like a Busta Rhymes, but I mean, Busta hasn't been as consistent in front of the camera.
See, I feel like this Snoop thing is your personal preference.
Not really. I can back it up.
You're saying it, but everything you're saying is super subjective because no one considers Snoop to be like a lyricist. He makes fun music. We love his music. It's great. Like it's feel good.
We did consider Snoop to be a lyricist.
Okay, on the first album. The first couple. And then he literally did what LL did. He did. Snoop is the West Coast LL. Who was also in my top 10. No, LL wishes that he was Snoop because we're more people are more likely to show up for Snoop songs and things than we are LL. We don't want to hear no LL right now.
No, I agree. What I'm saying is
in the last 10 years we have not wanted any LL.
But think about how that's working to my point. My point is Snoop goes higher than Snoop. LL is on my list. Snoop goes higher because he's still more relevant with music.
Oh.
But let's not get it twisted. When LL was relevant with music, which was right up until what 2000, pretty much.
Damien, what's your top three? Nas is my number 3, by the way.
Okay. I'm gonna say East Coast Star Kid and all that shit. Fuck me up. You kind of throwing me off. But
You're right. Like I can't like the good rappers. Damn.
right. Because I mean, I to chime on that real quick. Also, I agree. Like Snoop Dogg has been relevant and is still relevant to this day. Like LL Cool J is a guy on NCIS Los Angeles, so we can't be counting him.
Damn.
When was the last time you jammed to a LL Cool J song that like is recent? You know what I mean?
You can't ask me.
That album Bush, but that wasn't.
Yeah, that shit was hard. Bush was great. Bush was a very good album.
Right. So Snoop does what he does to stay relevant. This nigga made a gospel album.
Snoop,
like,
he made a
come
reggae
on,
album.
you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like he got that
Right.
shit off and people liked it.
Right.
It wasn't. Yeah.
People be out of retirement to make another song. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like,
The man
he's
deserves
relevant.
credit.
Like,
I'm sorry. Like,
All right, Damien, give us your top 3. You beating around the bush.
all right. So it's gonna be 1 and 2 is Big and J in no particular order. Number 3. I don't want to be cliche.
I'm just go ahead and say Nas and complete the set.
it's
I know,
Nas,
right.
bro. It's Nas. Like you could do it. Like don't let it bother you.
Right. That's it. Then there you go.
Because that's who that best rappers happen to be. Like,
Right. I mean, and they're right, and they do reside in New York. You know, it is what it is. It is the birthplace of hip hop. You know, so you know,
in the Bronx,
because like I said, from them people, I'm pretty sure I've purchased all their albums. You know, I own Nostradamus. You know, own all the Jay-Z albums, all Big's, Born Again, and the duets and all that shit. So, yeah, I would say those 3. Again, I'm gonna say something controversial because Rakim is I would say in my top 10, and I know a lot of people, you know, might be like, it's too old and blah blah blah. But again, like I came in the door, said it before, will always resonate with me to that point. You know what I mean? Because you know that changed hip hop for me. You know what I mean? So he will always be there, even though I know a lot of people be like, oh, you know, he's too old and he ain't
I'm
make a
on
lot
your
of
side with
music.
that one.
But again, you know, follow the leader, know the ledge. It's a whole bunch of shit. So
it's definitely respectable.
right.
Drake is in my top 10, by the way.
Oh God.
Not
I have a less than respectable point for you, Ellis. I'm not going to focus too much on the list because the list is terrible. But later on down the line, specifically at 36, and I'll name a couple names that are beneath it first before I name the artist. Beneath that artist are Big Daddy Kane, Mos Def, Styles P, Rick Ross, and Big Pun. Would you like to know the name of the artist, Ellis?
Sure.
Wait, but can you say the one right above him though?
And yeah, the one above him is Fabolous. So I don't know whether it's disrespect or proper placement. We'll leave that up to you. But the name beneath of that, number 36 on this horrible list, is Prodigy. And I'm back to the bushes.
Okay.
Now, who was number 37? Real quick.
Big Pun.
Oh yeah, that's not. See,
that's some New York bullshit right there. That's
Right.
what that is. To have Fab and Prodigy, as much as those two dudes both have fan bases and they get whatever respect we got to give them, you know, Prodigy passed on and all. Like, let's just be real. The people that came after are so much better. This is like the Bears trading up 7 spots to get Mitchell Trubisky and not pick Patrick Mahomes. That's what this person did. Like, how do you Prodigy is one of those legacy dudes. People are gonna say Prodigy because they're supposed to. It's like the people who have Tupac number 1 on their list have Prodigy in their top 50 greatest rappers.
Right.
And I venture to say that all of them dress the same still. So
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Bigger pants.
size 50 jeans and Carhartts and,
Right.
beef and broccolis.
Ooh. Don't do that.
Right, because like I said, I agree. Like I was a Prodigy fan, you know, Recipes Prodigy, but again, I'm not putting them on that list because it wasn't. Again, I know being, you know, you can separate being a fan and then actually having the understanding that like they are that great. You know what I mean? They do great things and are great artists and can give you more than one lane or one type of scenario or I guess topic or something. You know what I mean? Prodigy was more or less, I ain't gonna say always, but more or less the same, you know, same thing. A lot of killing, a lot of guns, a lot of, you know, shooting, a lot of Hennessy. You know what I'm saying? That's really what he was. You know what I mean? And I loved him for that. As to like, you know, at our first battle, it was Nori versus Cam. And I told people I couldn't decide on which because again, I love Nori. I love Nori to death. But he'll probably admit to you too, like that nigga wasn't giving you the greatest bars of all time. But I bought the motherfucking albums. You know what I'm saying? I bought the albums. I bought Prodigy HNIC. I bought, you know, Murder Music. I bought Infamy. I bought the Murder mixtape. I bought all that shit. But again, I'm not gonna put him on my list because it's a bunch of people that's like Big Pun should not be under a lot of these people. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, Dead in the Middle, a Little Italy, come on, dog. You can't fucking like, come on, man. Like, no, you gotta stop. You gotta stop.
He's getting around.
Just make sure you know you love. Just because you love something doesn't mean it's that great. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if that's the case, I'll put Bun B in the top 50. Like,
right. And again, he's been around. He's still relevant, and he's still making music. But again, you're not gonna do that.
No, I know I like him. I enjoy his music, but I know he don't belong there.
Right.
I'm sorry, Ellis, but Bun B is number 27 on this list.
Wow.
Did you say 27?
27.
Wait, so that also means. Oh wow, who were those people? Name those names you named again, because Bun B is
okay. So I'll start at 27 for you guys.
Oh no.
Under him at 28 is Busta Rhymes. Under Busta at 29 is MA$E. Under Mace at number 30 is Ghostface Killer. Under Ghostface is J. Cole, then Redman, Ludacris, Raekwon. Yeah, you see where this is going, right? Yeah, all right.
This list seems, let's just call it erratic.
The most upsetting thing to me is Gucci Mane being on the list. He's number 39.
Wait, he's
number 39 on the list.
Right, I would not put Gucci.
You know what? All right, I just considered the source for these things, and this list is like a list of T.I. talking. So it's like some of the words make sense together, but some of them are just there.
I just realized that Nipsey is on this list.
50?
Nipsey is number 47.
50, I don't like G Unit nor want to be associated with G Unit no more.
Whoa. Nipsey.
Oh, Nipsey. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said 50. My bad.
I was like, wait, what?
For a different day. Yeah.
Nipsey is above Big L.
No, you can't do that. And again,
Wait.
50 Cent is on the list, though. He's number 14.
What the fuck?
Kendrick, Drake, 50. Method Man, 50 is above Method Man.
Hey, where is Weird Al? Is
hip hop therapy? Y'all need hip hop counseling.
Is Weird Al Yankovic on the list?
I mean, you know,
at this point, sheesh.
Wait, your window shopper.
am I tripping? Cameron is number 20. Am I reading?
Cameron is number 20. Above, let's go down, way down the list again. 8 Ball, Styles P, Big L, and Beanie Siegel. We know Cameron's not better than Beans.
Raekwon. He's above Raekwon.
But
Ellis is about to lose his Philly pass. Everybody.
Can I talk to y'all for a second?
Please.
Oh shit! Here.
Can we talk like as family? I don't know if Cam belongs in my top 20, but I mean pretty much out of all those people you named, he's above them.
Right.
Oh.
Nigga 50.
Sorry.
Everybody you named is above 50. Like,
Think about how
Cam is better than Beans.
okay.
no, what the fuck?
Hold up.
No.
Wait. What are we talking about here? Because now this is about to get dicey. Because
We're
if
about to call Broad Street right now and get you robbed. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Listen. Go ahead and do what you gotta do. Like I'll let them know where my flight land. Let's keep it 100. Let's literally take beginning to end of both discographies. Are you really telling me you taking Beans?
You have a point, right? I agree with you. Because we got Confessions of Fire, SDE, which was
That's what I'm saying. He was doing it, but he was doing it before, and Beans had a shot. It was a straight shot. It was a drag strip, and then it was done, and he ain't been relevant since.
I mean,
Cam literally just dropped. Was it Purple Haze 2?
Cam can still get an album off.
It was an okay album, right?
it was. Yes, like I just know I'm at least listen to one Beanie Sigel album all the way through, where it's like it's a Cam song here, it's a Cam song there, like.
But it's a lot of songs still.
Right, it's a lot of songs.
I mean, true, but it's like I need
like,
it ain't, you know.
And when we talk about if we make a list, like going back to last week when we talked about like what's not in the top 50, what is in the top 50? Cam got like a 5-song section by himself.
Hold on, beats overall song.
Beats and overall song. Let's
okay, but hold on though, because if I'm taking these Cam songs to make my little playlist though, I mean it still equals like an album. So I don't know. At least
no, I got
nah.
At least you probably pull out 3. Like,
and if it does equal to an album, that one album is better than all of Beans' catalog in one shot.
I don't know if I would agree with that, but and I'm okay with not agreeing with that because
I love Beans.
Does Cam have a Feel It in the Air?
No, but if you want to say a song that's not like a normal Cam song, Horse and Carriage.
That's true. I mean, because again, like I'm a Cam fan. Like I could probably name SDE a lot. Like I love SDE. That was an album for me. So
Cam was the better artist, which was why he was better at seeing talent and nurturing the talent than Beans ever could be.
I mean, Cam does have a song with Mariah.
Cam made us think Jewels was about to be a thing.
Man, it was. It was.
And now he's just a safe word.
Oh, God. Reel it in.
Santana, shit.
Stop. So, basically, back to the other point. You saying Cam has five songs at least. And what are we doing? The top 50 beats of all time?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else, because I'm not gonna say we all had the same top 3 or 5 or whatever, but more or less, we all know Jay. Both of y'all had Biggie. So does Biggie have any beats in the top 50, let alone that are top 10, that is truly his beat? It's the beat that we checking for and not what Biggie did on the beat.
So I'm just gonna watch y'all do this one, and I'm gonna sit this one out.
Because, this is gonna be
no.
Jesus, we're gonna talk about this because I listened to a lot of Biggie today. I don't know if you can see my list. This is the list of Biggie songs right here, and there's some asterisks. See the little asterisks? And I don't know, guys. I don't know. Like,
I'm not gonna lie. Will does have I think a great point. I don't think so. I listened to Life After Death within the last 24 hours. As soon as he said it, I was like, let me go back and listen.
Right.
And From that album, the only ones I don't know if it's top 50 though, right? It's like Notorious Thugs, 10 Crack Commandments are two of those off of that joint. The other ones I would say is maybe Warning, and even though it's a sample and it's very heavily sampled, again that's like the ultimate Biggie song. It's probably number one of the best Biggie songs is Juice. Those are my four of my nominees. That's what I got.
I agree with Notorious. I agree with the 10 Crack Commandments. Warning was also on my list with the double asterisk, because the double asterisk means it's the. I kind of feel the same way about Warning as Big Papa, even though it's like, the same thing you pretty much said. And that's all I got. Like everything else, I caught it and I was like, it's him. It's not the beat. Like
So yeah, Big is Big and his beats are a interesting thing, because I mean he had to be convinced to rap on these beats in a lot of cases. So that kind of tells you, like, going into it, he himself didn't like some of them.
Right.
So it's like, it's one of those things where you about to lie about it. When somebody says, does Big have top 50 beats? You immediately say yes, because how can he not?
Right.
And then you get to listening, and then you're just like, is that one? No. If somebody else had that beat, would I think that?
Right.
So it's like, I would say Notorious Thugs would stand up. Because I think, I don't know, I think that piano comes on, and just like, the progression in the beat, just, it sets a tone. Regardless of who was on it, it was gonna be a thing.
Right.
That's the only point I say that's the only hill I'll die on. Maybe Who Shot You?
Right. I was going to thank you.
Yeah, maybe Who Shot You, because that beat is just, it's a hard ass beat.
I do have that one written down as well. It just had one asterisk because I wasn't sure.
So maybe it, like, I would bet my house on Notorious Thugs, Who Shot You, and maybe Hypnotize. Because even though I do know it is him, I still think if I hear that beat, I'll still dance to it. Like, right. It is hard.
Because I listened to Hypnotize like 3 times last night, and I was like, I still think it's like maybe like, I would say almost 75%, 25 him. It's like that dum 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 dum, but then lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think, and again, the beat is nice, but like, I don't know.
There's 2 that I will stake a flag in the ground for. After that, nah, and that hurts to say, because I'm like, I literally I have him number 2 on my list for a reason.
Right.
Like, but the dude wasn't, huh?
I'm sorry. Real quick, is this to say that, that he was just, I mean, maybe that's how great he was. You know what I mean? He was just that great. He didn't need shit. You know what I mean? You could give him a kick and a snare, and it's a rap, and then he gonna do what he does. He gonna do what he do. You know what I mean? Yeah. Also, I got a story to tell, but again, it's not like, it's more. It's not. Right. It was the story. Like, it was the story.
It's an interesting study of how he did it back then, and how nowadays it's the beat carrying the artist in a lot of cases.
Right.
It's like, I'd listen to this beat no matter who was on it. Like, you just happen to be the one on it, so thanks. As opposed to somebody like Big, where we're sitting here looking at a catalog of a bunch of songs and, like, only saying I'd pick 2 of those beats to go in the top 50. I'm probably picking 5 to 7 Jay-Z beats. I'm probably picking, like I said, if you got Kanye, there's a bunch of Kanye beats. There's, the top artists have a bunch of beats.
Right.
I think back then, we got into the Nas conversation a couple weeks ago. And I think Nas is one of those people who felt the same way. Like, I'll elevate the beat. Now, I think I think the beats kind of elevate the artist. There's only a few people. I would say J. Cole might be somebody who elevates his beats because I don't think his production is that great
Right, I'm about to
in,
say,
in a
I
lot of
think
instances.
he might do that shit on purpose. Like,
Yeah, I think he does. Like he like if not for him being what he is on those records, I don't think those beats work. Um, I think I think Kendrick elevates some beats because some of those beats are not meant to be crazy.
right,
Uh, oddly enough, Drake doesn't elevate beats.
That's not.
I I think no. But it's not that the beats elevate him either. I think he's the only artist that's like right in the middle. He just matches whatever the beat is. Whatever, like it's like a machine. Chris Brown does the same thing. Like they're not gonna elevate whatever it is. They're gonna match what it's supposed to be, and then them being them will take it, the rest of the way. But I don't think there's only a couple artists out there that really elevate the production. The production is carrying artists more so than it ever has, in my opinion.
right.
All right. Well, that's the show for today. We appreciate y'all for coming out and listening. Follow us everywhere: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever, maybe even at your mama's house. You ain't got to go home, but you know the rest. Bye.